You see this jawline? It's a jawline so prominent, so sharp, it'll cut and slice any affiliate offer you could ever dream of. Nothing but affiliate commissions. Nothing but affiliate commissions. That's what we're talking about. This is the secret sauce. This is something that old school direct response marketers mastered because they had to in order to survive. But because traffic is basically free on the internet, modern day marketers have completely neglected this aspect of marketing. And when you compare the greatest of all time, the one thing that we do is that the beginners don't is religious split testing and religious data gathering throughout the entire marketing campaign. Now hear me out. This is a topic of split testing, but it's valuable to both beginners and experts alike. So let's talk about it. So on the screen here, you see a split test that I have running. Now this is something that I do on every single AI YouTube channel that I create, every YouTube video, because it makes the biggest impact throughout the entire funnel, both from capturing the viewer to converting it into an affiliate commission. So we can see here that split test is an A/B split test. Split test B converted at a 45% response, and split test A converted at close to 55%. So if you do the math, you're looking at about a 10% difference in response between A and B, but actually this is a 20% improvement over split test B, so comparatively. And you can see here the changes are basically minor, and that's not what's important here. Where I'm getting at here is that if you split test everything, the thumbnails, the sales videos, the sales pages, this creates a cumulative compounding increase in knowledge as a marketer. So a beginner and an expert, let's just reference creating a video here. The amount of work that you actually do between the beginner and the expert is the same exact amount of outputs, the same amount of time, the same amount of energy to create the video between the two people. The difference in result, though, is why experts get different results is because through the accumulation of data, subconsciously, we're able to know what works, and even consciously when we analyze what works and what doesn't, over time this builds up. And this has profound effects throughout the entire campaign of a marketer. And let me illustrate this in a different way. So pulling a story from my old entrepreneur past here, I remember a campaign that I created where I had an info marketing product or an info product up front, and I created a software component with that info product as an upsell. So in order to create this upsell, it was a software service, and it took roughly $50,000 investment. I had to hire a programmer who, in addition, this is a time for another story, ended up ripping me off for $13,000 by hacking into my AWS server, but we'll save that for later. On top of that, I invested about 300 to 400 hours of my own time, and the biggest problem here is that it added an untold amount of complexity onto the business itself. In fact, it was almost like creating a second business on top of the initial business that I was trying to create. So because of that, I launched it. I realized that after everyone went through that particular funnel, it only resulted in an additional 30% increase in revenue. And yeah, I could have tweaked that up with additional split tests, but what I'm getting at here is that I basically doubled the amount of stress, money, and time that I put into this and had to continually invest into this business to keep it going, when I could have just split tested more and just had the one product up front, split tested the sales videos, the entire funnel, and instead shifted that energy up front. It wouldn't have cost me any money. It would have cost me a lot less effort and time, and I would have compounded more knowledge back onto my data set, onto my mental database as a marketer here. So where I'm getting at is that it added complexity. So my question for you, have you ever done something to your business where you just added complexity to it and it ended up just backfiring on you and been nothing but a drawback? So comment below, let me know if you've done that in the past. And my second question for you is there anything that you can do in your business to simplify it and perhaps do less work, less money investment, less time, and get even better results? So this is what being a deadbeat super affiliate is all about, is knowing where to put the effort and simplifying. Simplifying is what mastery is all about. So comment below and let me know. And that leads me to the second point, all about how to conduct a split test. So your best split tests initially when you're first starting a new campaign is to test two wildly different concepts. So you can see here on this split test, really the only difference is I added a text bubble and magnified it a little bit, but even this produced a very large difference in response. We're talking 20%. That's nothing to scoff at here. But when you run your first split test, they should basically be two different creatives. So two wildly different concepts, because this is going to give you the biggest return or the biggest difference. So once you do that, and after you've exhausted all your main concepts, then you can kind of split test the more simpler variations, the small tweaks, whether it's be like a different hat color, maybe a different facial expression, or a different setting, a different color, something like that. These small improvements do add up and allow you to make more informed, better decisions as a marketer. How can you get rid of complexity and simplify instead? The other day I released a video titled "My Girlfriend Created a $1 million Product." You'll see a lot of what I discussed in this video actually play out in the advice that I gave out in this video. So watch this video to take this one step further and see how to do this in a different type of business. My name is Dan Brock, the Deadbeat Super Affiliate. It's time for a nap.